Welcome back to the Nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host, Jack Adewale. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Shout out to all my Apple Podcast listeners, Spotify listeners, and YouTube watchers. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for all the love and support in the past videos, the most recent videos. Thank y'all, thank you, thank you. And let's jump right into it. I was listening to the Daniel Caesar album, Son of Spurge. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And how it was explained to me about the album was he is going through the reflection that he is very similar to his father. And I don't even want to compart this into just men only, but that realization that you are exactly alike what you demean in your same gender parent is shocking. And thinking there would be times I would nitpick things about my dad, and I would say these are the things I don't like about him. These are the things I just don't like how he does. And I'd be like, I would grow up, I'm never going to be that way. I'm never going to do that. I'm always just going to do this, right? And then as time went on, I realized how similar everything I said I wasn't going to, or something I said I was never going to be, how similar I was to that, or how exact I was with that. Like there would be sometimes where I'd be like, my dad is sometimes too impatient. I'm that same way. I'm impatient. And it doesn't hit you until somebody calls it out. Like, you're so impatient. And then it's, oh, shoot. Everything I said about my dad and what I don't like about him, I'm the same way. Oh, shoot. There's a friend I know who, her and her mom sometimes don't get along, whatever, right? She was crying about it, and I guess this is what kind of got me there. She figured it out before me. She was like, everything I said I didn't like about my mom, and everything I said I wanted to avoid about my mom and her character traits, I'm that way. So self-isolation, I'm that way. Not having trust of people, I'm that way. And in that moment, I didn't really get it, because when somebody is speaking on their personal experiences, I try not to involve myself into it, like wrap my own opinions on it. It's not about me, right? But now that it was time for me to do my own reflection, it was like, whoa. Patrick Bet-David said something similar to this. And he said it about guys, but I'm pretty sure you could say this about women and their daughters, right? Growing up, you idolize the same gender parent. So your dad, you idolize him. You look at him as a superhero. I remember I had a shirt that said, I get my strength from my dad. He's a superhero, or something like that. And then you demonize it. You go through and you nitpick everything you do not like about this person. You just go on a whole hate, like just tirade of just what you do not like. You're just being so scrupulous in how you nitpick. And then you start to humanize, meaning you don't look at him as you guys are equal in age or equal in experience. No, you look at him equal as a human. Like, okay, even though I may not like everything about you, I see how this may be this way, and I understand how this became this way. Because whatever you do not like about somebody is not an isolated incident. Every action that you can criticize about somebody is a repeated action that has been built up over time to get to where we are. So you may not like your parent because they feel like they don't communicate enough. You don't feel like they communicate enough with you. That's a build-up moment to why they feel like they don't have to communicate. Maybe they were somebody who communicated, and then somebody told them, shut up. Nobody's trying to hear you speak. There's a lot of stuff that goes into how our parents are that we don't actually see. Because realistically, we're only around for however old we are. Like, I remember when my mom didn't have gray hair. I remember when her hair was fully black. And this was like when I was a child. So to now see my mom have gray hair, my dad, when he doesn't shave, I can see his gray scruffy beard. It's like, oh. Now that I'm developing some facial hair, it's like, oh, I'm getting older. There's certain things I can't hold against my parents no more just as I got older. Because as I got older, my mind, I don't want to say I started cutting them some bill, but I started to understand a little bit of how did we get here. I feel like once I started to somewhat understand how we got here and stuff like that, I reined up on the strain I had, the like not even anger, but the annoyance or the just somewhat this distaste I had for certain things. I had to let go because it's not their fault, and I can't hold it against them because our parents are just like us, people with different life experiences on how they got to where we are. We've only seen them for, let's say, I'm 18. I only seen my mom and dad for 18 years, not even really 18, that I've been cognizant that I can go far back 10 years, right? Let's say a decade. So from 2015 to now, I've only really seen them. That's how much I can remember. I've only really seen them during this time. I don't know how it was. My mom was like 35 when she had me. I don't know what happened during her 35 years of life that got her to the point now. I don't. I really don't. So for me to feel like I can judge my mom on this one action I don't feel that I dislike, to me feels like a privilege that I don't think I have. That being said, a lot of parents are not good people, meaning who this parent is to their core is not a good person. It doesn't matter how much bail you can shoot them. This person is not a good person. And at a certain point, I don't want to say you have to stop treating your parents like they're your parents, but you have to start looking at them as this is another person. And do I want to stay around a person that treats me this way? If the answer is no, distance. And I know it's easier said than done, but there's some form of some way you can create distance between you and that person. There's a way of doing it. I don't know because I don't know the specifics of everybody's relationship, but this is just what I perceive. After a certain point to me, every time I felt like I could just nitpick something about my mom or say this thing like, I don't know why he does this, or be like the translator, it just felt like I'm doing too much. I'm wasting my time doing all of this. Because at a certain point, you're either going to accept them for who they are, or you're going to keep battling with your brain on how this person just does not fit this mold, on how this person's just, how my parents are just not, I'm not talking about my mom, but just in general, how the parent that you have are just not fitting in this mold of what you perceive a parent should be. Whatever mold you perceive a parent should be, the parents you have probably won't fill it. Some will, and that's great, but some won't. That doesn't mean you hate them for it. That doesn't mean you feel like, oh, you should treat them less of a parent. That's just how it is. Not everybody's gonna live up to the expectation that we have set for them. And to me, I personally believe it's selfish for you to judge somebody based on the expectation that you've set for them without them even being cognizant of this expectation. But I do believe this though. Sometimes our parents do leave us trauma that we have to then spend our entire life having to worry about while they go die. And I know that sounds harsh. What I mean by that is sometimes they may do something to us that we may feel like, oh, or they to them it's like, that's whatever to them, because that's how they've internalized their own trauma and it's now speaking and living through it. So now that we feel like we have to live through this, we got to go battle this, we spend our entire life fighting off this feeling that they imposed on us while they just go die. And that's it. So now we're having to grieve the loss of them and this problem that they left us with. And do I believe that's fair? No, I personally don't. That's why I personally believe And I don't really care if you agree with this. If you are broke, do not have children. There should be no reason you're bringing a child or raising a child up in poverty. No. If you are not mentally stable enough to deal with the downside of having children, meaning you're not getting a lot of sleep, having to be attentive to your child's needs at any at all times, quite literally any at all times. If you can't do that, and if you are not ready for that, don't have children. Because what we don't need more damaged children. We really don't. We don't need more children growing up believing the idiocy their parents told them. We don't. Like, I seen a video of a mother asking the son, like, what would you do if your friend said something about me and he did some violent action? We don't need no more of that. Because in that little boy's mind, what he did is justified. Not realizing that his mom's being weird. Even putting a hypothetical situation in a little boy's brain. Like, there's certain things that we need to avoid. I personally believe this shit is genetic. Stupidity is in genetics. I'm not saying there's a race. I'm not saying there's a gender. But in some people's bloodline, I don't know where it started or where it ended, but we could stop it. There was stupidity in that bloodline. And we need to avoid having children with people who have stupidity in their bloodline. I don't care if this sounds like I can't even remember what the top of my head what it's called. But there's stupidity. There's a stupidity in the bloodline. And I'm not saying there's a race to it. And I'm not even saying there's a gender to it. Like, if this person is black and a woman, they're going to be stupid. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, as a human being, there are some people who do not have the mental capacity or have the emotional intelligence to even understand a lot of the dumb stuff they do. And then they have children and they raise them off of the dumb stuff that they do. So now you have two idiots walking around carrying this demented blood, this demented gene of just stupidity. It's annoying. Because now they have to take their stupidity out and then they terrorize everybody in the real world with it. Because they feel like they can be stupid in public and they feel like it's justified because it's how it's raised. That's another thing. Just because you were raised a certain way does not mean you need to carry that on. You were raised messed up. Go deal with it. It is not our fault you were raised that way. And we can't blame you wholeheartedly for it, but we can still blame you for how you treat other people. Go fix the way you got messed up in your brain. Go fix it. Stop treating it like it's normal. There was a boy. It was like a video. I just seen it yesterday of a 17-year-old boy that was having I'm pretty sure sex with like a 39-year-old teacher. And his brain is so far gone that he doesn't even understand how messed up that is. He doesn't. And then when his mother told him, now if you have a 17-year-old daughter doing this, how would you feel? He's like, it's different. He's like, why? Because I'm a man? He was like, yeah. His brain is already so far gone that he can't even realize that he was groomed. It's a 17-year-old boy having sex with a 39-year-old. He can't even understand this. Moral of the story. 1. It's very shocking how sometimes when we reflect on it, someone calls it out for us, how similar we are to what we disliked in our parents. 2. This is in random order. Stop traumatically treating people the same way you were brought up. Go fix yourself and then start treating people accordingly. Stop it. It's not cool. It's not that we can blame you for this, how you were raised. Fix it. 3. There is stupidity in some people's bloodline. There's no race attached to it. There's genuine stupidity in some people's bloodline. With this being said, we need to stop mating with these people. We need to let that gene die off. And this is not a race thing. This is not a gender thing. This is a regular thing. Human beings in general. Some people are just dumber than others. And they don't have a mental disability. They are able-bodied people that are stupid. Genuinely brain dead. And it's not even trauma. The main thing. Fix your trauma, nigga. I said I'm gonna stop saying that word, but fix it. It's imperative you fix that trauma in your head. Whatever you have been taught and grown up and you've been told that this is the right way to do it, it's not. Most things that we were taught that's normal wasn't or is not. Not most things, but some of the things that we were taught that is good for us, that this is how it should be, especially you guys, especially the men out there. Not every sexual encounter is supposed to be appreciated and it's supposed to be treated as such. No. If something happened to you when you was a boy, go get that figured out. It's not normal. I'll see y'all next week.